My dad died but came back to life. Nearly 9 years to the date, my dad, 55 years old at the time, died. In the early morning hours of Saturday, February 20th, 2016, my mom woke up to my dad's CPAP machine that he had only gotten a month prior, making weird noises. She poked him to wake him up, but he was not responsive. He suddenly let out a big breath and smiled. And then my mom realized he didn't have a pulse. He was having a massive heart attack. My mom frantically called my little brother, a sophomore in high school at the time, to come help her get him off the bed and start doing CPR, while my little brother was doing chest compressions. She called 911. The paramedics came and had to do shock therapy to get his pulse back. They took him away in an ambulance. At the hospital, they sedated him and started doing a freeze therapy to try and save his brain cells. The doctor told my mom that my little brother literally saved his life by doing CPR. Later that afternoon, he was airlifted to a downtown hospital known for having better cardiac doctors. On Monday, a neurologist came to examine my dad. He told my mom that there were 3 stages of awareness: opening the eyes and responding. Opening the eyes, but not focusing on anything where my dad was at. A vegetative state. Tuesday was my dad's 56th birthday. His cardiologist told my mom that he's never seen anyone come out of a coma like my dad was in. He began pressuring her to make a decision about pulling his breathing tube out and letting him pass in his sleep. When she came home from the hospital that night, she sat my siblings and me down and told us what the doctor told her. My mom told us that she wanted to leave it in God's hands and would make her decision that Friday. My dad was scheduled to have an MRI to determine any brain damage, which would help her make her decision. The next day, I decided to visit my dad in the hospital to say goodbye. I had a hard time coming to terms with the fact that my dad was probably going to die. I saw him gagging on his breathing tube, staring blankly into space, and hooked up to neurological wires. This image of my dad lying motionless in his coma still haunts me. Friday morning was our miracle day. He woke up, was fully responsive and aware. The nurses couldn't even believe it. My entire family ran to the hospital to see him, but my dad's cardiologist didn't seem too excited. He seemed upset that he was wrong and tried to even downplay everything with all of us there. Every day after that Friday, he improved. He eventually could talk again, walk on his own, and went to rehab a few weeks later. He finally returned home in March. One of the first things my dad asked about when he woke up is, when was his mom going to visit him? We were all confused because she passed away in 2009. He started crying, as if reliving the day she passed away.